Hello, welcome back to the Diamonds in the Rough podcast. I'm joined by JT. Last time he was on, we talked Pat's draft picks. Season's coming up, so now we're gonna talk about it. We got to talk about terrible training camp, terrible preseason, all that stuff. I know you're a lot more positive when it comes to Patriots than I am, so it's good contrast.
It is.
But I guess we could start with some of the cuts, maybe the 53-man roster. Any thoughts you had?
Yeah, we can talk that. Maybe some rookies. Obviously, Tyquan Thornton looked really good up
And
until
then
he got
shattered his
there,
collarbone.
which is exactly what we were worried about. He's a skinny guy. Needs a little meat on the bone before he can really, sustain something like that. Cole Strange seems like he's doing pretty good. The corners I could not have expected how good they're playing. And then Pierre Strong, one of the running backs, is doing good. The other one got cut, and I think he's in the spot. So
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, that's fine.
I didn't think they should have picked him anyway. There was like no point to me, but
well, when we don't sign Damian next year, you'll know why.
I just hope Thorne can be healthy because it was very intriguing what we saw. But I think I definitely said to you, I was like, please, can we pick George Pickens? It's the guy I want.
Pickett's this guy.
Like, that's the guy. I was like, he's going in the second round because he tore his ACL. He's not a second rounder. If he didn't tear his ACL, he's being talked about how Jameson Williams was being talked about. And now, unfortunately for us, he went to Pittsburgh, which honestly, no matter who they pick, will be good. So George Pickens is going to look ridiculous, but it's just, I don't want to. The first time it seems like we make a good wideout pick, I really hope he's just not injury prone. Like,
Yeah,
that's tough. You really only hope.
I don't even know how to prevent. Like, he really just needs to bulk up. Like, there's no other way to say it. Like,
but then if he bulks up, does that take away from him being good?
Well, hopefully not. Like, hopefully he's strong. Like, he was a burner out there. Like, he was doing great.
I truly, when I watching him, was like, no one can cover him. Corners were scared covering him. Like, it was amazing. It was very unexpected from me. And, I know it's preseason, but, I was going in with like it's a second round wide receiver. We suck at wide receivers. Everyone said it was too early. Like, we don't know how to develop wide receivers. This is going to be bad. And then, he was the only guy I really cared about the first preseason game. And then it was obvious to me no one could cover him, and I was pleased. Then he gets hurt. But Cole Strange, I think his technique is there and things like that. He's just too small. Because, he was playing at 280 in Chattanooga. Now competition's up and you need to get 30 to 40 pounds on you. And you can't do that in an off season, right?
He's also next to Trent Brown, who is ginormous.
Yeah. So I don't blame him, but it's intriguing that I'm like, he has it. He just needs a couple of years. So he'll be serviceable. Can't complain too much.
Don't worry. Just
well, Marcus Jones, exactly what we thought. Super athletic. I feel like he's always there. He doesn't necessarily have the technique, I think, that they'll coach him up on as far as like batting balls and coverage, but his athleticism is there and a lot of contested catches, which is really what you hope for. With a guy who kind of doesn't have the technique. It's as long as you're there, we can work on the other part of it. The toughest part is being there as a corner. And Jack Jones is just that guy. He's locked down. I'm very intrigued.
I need to really like solidify in my mind somehow that I know which one is which. And I know now that Jack is clearly the better of the two, but the Jones thing just still.
Well, it'll help you because Jack Jones switched his number to 13.
I did see that,
which I thought was sick. I just like a corner with 13 just isn't gonna look right at first, but you're just gonna know that's him. I don't know. It's cool to me.
One surprising cut they made for me was, but it really just goes to show how good these corners are. Is Terrence Mitchell? He re-signed with the practice squad now, but he gets cut there, and I was very surprised. He looked like our number one corner for a while.
He was being listed at that. He started the first game lined up as the number one corner. He forced a fumble, I think, and I didn't feel like he was bad. There were definitely moments, but I know at the start of the game in game one, he got cooked a little bit for a couple catches, and then he was shut down. But I think they see a lot of potential in Shaun Wade, and I see it too. He is very good. He's super long. He seemed to be I don't remember the stat. I think it was like the QB rating when he's being thrown as like 4.2 in preseason. Like it's something disgusting. And the previous year it was 0. Like I know it's preseason, but there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot to like with him. And even though he didn't play in the final preseason game, I think they were just thought he, as good as Mitchell is, he has to be on the team because if he's on the practice squad, he's taken.
Yeah. I mean, Shaun Wade, what a trade for the Patriots to make. Like, totally never played an NFL game before when we trade for him. Just practiced.
Yeah, just preseason. And
that was it. And we were just like, yeah, we'll send him over. We'll give you like a late rounder, and that'll be it.
A 7th round pick. They knew they were going to redshirt him, pretty much. That's what they did. And now they hope he can contribute, and he looked very good. It's intriguing. I don't know. The corners, I think at most, like corners and wideouts, I feel like they're deep, but there's no like guy.
Yeah.
Which is a little slightly scary when you think of those are positions you want a guy.
And I think you'll see a guy kind of show out though. I think it's going to be Jalen Mills. I think Jalen Mills will end up being that guy for our defense. And it kind of has to do with the Raiders practice. The first joint practice day, they got cooked. Devonta Adams cooked him all 3 times, like bad.
Yeah.
The next day, he brought the intensity a little bit more, and he went shut down Adams the entire day, the second day. And for me, that was like, okay, you understand what kind of role you're given here. Like, you need to step it up. So he started to perform at that level where we need him, where he's that number one corner.
He has the mindset of a number one corner, that's for sure. I am completely shocked at the progression. I mean, he was signed as a
safety.
I'm going to say just like a whatever we need you to do, like almost like you're like the Marcus Smart of the Patriots. Like whatever we need you to do, you're going to do it, but you're not the star. Relax, that type of thing. And
green hair reference for me to both of them.
Yeah, he quickly, became like the second corner, and I think people were scared of it because he never been like that corner. He was always like a slot type of guy or safety. Start of the year, I feel like he was struggling, but you saw a progression, and it came to the Bills playoff game. He was hurt, and most people who followed the Pats knew that's it. Like since he's hurt, because he'd been locked down towards the end of the season, it was they're not going to be able to compete. He's hurt. Like, and I would say, and people are like, dude, it's just Jalen Mills. They're fine, but he was doing good. And now,
big deal.
You're scared about the corners, but Jalen Mills has been playing well, and even Jonathan Jones has been playing very well. Which after torn ACL was scary, but he seems to be doing fine. And it's definitely scary because Jawan Williams got hurt, but I don't even know if he's going to make the team. I don't think he was. But Malcolm Butler out for the year. He seemed to be fine to me.
That one left such a bitter taste about us. Oh, I'll talk about both of them. But first, Malcolm Butler, because that left me such a bitter taste in my mouth because he was doing well. Like, he really was having a comeback with the Patriots. And then he just what did he tear his ACL? I was like, okay, it's done. Like, that's the experiment over.
It just seemed right. Like, he came back and it was like,
felt right. It felt
this
good.
This is what we want. We never wanted you to leave, but we understood you leaving, like, all that. And then he comes back, and right from the get-go, you're like, this is the same Malcolm Butler his last year with New England.
So I went to 2 preseason practices. One was on the field and one was in the stadium. one of the ones on the field, so I'm like right on the edge of the field. It's receivers versus corners, and you'll probably remember this. It's Malcolm Butler versus Kendrick Bourne. And I watched Malcolm Butler manhandle Kendrick Bourne and throw him back to the line. And everyone around, like all the receivers and corners are freaking out. I was like, oh my God, he's that guy. Like,
It
and now granted, he probably wouldn't have been like, he's not going to be a shutdown corner. He's not going to be like he used to be, although he never really was like that guy, shutdown corner. But I think he would have given some solid defense that would have helped. And then this one is Jamal whatever
Jawan
Williams.
Williams.
He got hurt, so I think he's still on the team technically and under contract till next year.
Yeah, but I think he's out for the year.
Yeah, he is out for the year.
I
But
just meant more. I don't think he was gonna like contribute. He might have gotten cut anyway. So like that's technically 2 corners are out, but really to me it's 1. But something that is enticing is I feel like the wide receivers and the corners are very similar skill wise.
Yeah.
Which means competitive practices. It's like I feel like any wide receiver can beat any corner and any corner can beat any wide out, right? Like I feel like Sean Wade could lock up Devontae Parker.
And that's where I disagree, but
I'm saying in ones, not like every time. I'm saying
Right.
like a couple times.
Yeah.
Like say they do 3, Sean Wade might get 2 of the matchups, right? That type of thing. I think they're all so close with each other that the competition will be very good. And you'll see I think you'll see pretty rapid growth from them.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that scares me is I think they're going to start off slow and they're going to get better and better and better.
I know.
And the end of the season schedule is not nice. And that's when they're going to be their best. They're going to be their best and they're going to have to beat the best when they need wins. That's what I think is going to happen. And it's going to be tough.
I think they really need to start out. Like they need to win 2 out of their first 4 games. If we start 3-1, 1-3, it's going to be really hard to see us making playoffs. Though we have an easy stretch after that, but we need to start hot. We always start slow every year. We need once to start hot.
I think second half of this we'll bring up the schedule and we'll do our own.
Yeah.
Because I know you're gonna have more wins than I have.
Probably.
But we gotta talk it out just because that's all. Rather than like saying a record, it's easier to just be like, let's look at it. Let's really look at it. Let's see what But some other things of note to me, cutting Bethel. But because Schooler,
yep,
who people who just are like Mac Jones go and don't follow this, special teams is one of the Patriots things. They try to have the best special teams every year. It's important to them. And Justin Bethel was an amazing gunner. I think is he on the Dolphins now? I think he signed with the Dolphins.
We did a swap. We got one of their special teamers. They got Bethel. Or no, we didn't actually swap, but like the players went to the other team.
Yeah, McMillan, right?
Yeah, but
McMillan's now starting at linebacker.
Oh.
But he is a special teamer too.
No, I was talking about it's a receiver we got, but he's not a receiver. He's just like a gunner. I don't know. We got someone. He's something Brown, I think. I forget his name.
I'm not sure. But point is, Schooler isn't even a gunner. He's an undrafted guy. He's like 25. He went to like Texas, Oregon. Like he transferred everywhere. Strictly a special teamer. But I'm watching we punted a lot, which helped this guy make the team probably. He's not even a gunner. He blocks, right? He's on the line, but he's always the first one down there on punts. And he's not a gunner. Like he's the next elite Patriots special teamer.
That's what you can hope.
Is noteworthy. I know it's, people are just like, it's just special teams, but if a guy can get down there that fast and change the trajectory of the returner, that matters a lot. He doesn't have to get the tackle.
All right. And I know I said I was going to address this. So back to we punted a lot thing.
Yeah.
In our preseason, and this includes practice, because they want to expose Mac to as much as possible, whether there be good looks or bad looks. It's more of an emphasis on the bad looks too. Mac did not audible. And that's something we know that Mac loved doing in the regular season last season. So I have a feeling they were just like, hey, we're going to feel this out so you can get a feel for like the bad stuff. Here's like what the bad stuff looks like. And in the future, now that we're also not under the eye of like the media and like all that stuff, we can start working into some of the audibles and like what you actually need to do and the, more of the scheme stuff. Like that's the stuff they're going to work on now, and they're in Miami right now. Like that's, I guarantee what they're talking about. They're like, we're going to get this look on these sets, you audible here. And like without a really prominent offensive coordinator, which it's basically Bill at this point. I mean, the other two are just puppets. I think Mac is going to call a billion audibles, and it's going to be okay. Like I think it's going to work for him because that's just what he likes to do.
I'm still very high on Mac, but like because there's there's people out there. They're just like
they're just haters.
They're just right. But what I was gonna say with the going off the audibles thing, like it is a completely new offense, completely changing the offense. It's a Sean McVay type offense, which is more fitting to today's NFL. And I know everyone's like, it's supposed to be simpler. Why are they struggling with it? It's like, you took differential equations, right? Very hard class, right?
Very hard class.
If I gave you a Calc 1 test right now, you're probably going to fail.
I'd probably pass Calc 1 test right now. I'm not going to lie.
You think you'd pass? Point is, you wouldn't do as good as you could.
Okay, all right.
My point is, if you haven't been exposed to something, just because it's an easier topic or easier subject, if you haven't prepared for it, it's going to be difficult to start. It's new. That's all. That's my point. I don't care if the offense is easier than what they previously had. It's a new offense, right?
I do worry about the line though, because it's not like we're not seeing Mac like just throw tons of picks. Like he throws a pick here and there. That's expected. That's whatever. It's the offensive line who are messing up like this zone running, which is a problem. Like I actually think is a problem when it comes to this
major problem. It's a major problem.
But
I thought you go.
But in their defense, that could be part of them not audibling. Like they have a bad look in a zone run and they just have to run the ball.
That is true.
So if they're just really going to let it kind of like they want to just see how the bad plays look and it just gets blown up and Harris can't go anywhere. Like, okay, cool. I hope they learned something, but like, got to get the linemen all together here.
It is definitely scary to me, all that stuff. I wonder if Mac was able to make like offensive line adjustments. Like, could he even do that, you think?
Definitely. I think he could check like tight ends down, like, hey, Cole, get over here. I need you to chop block that guy.
Right.
Like anything like that. Like
just not like completely new play.
No. I mean, he definitely could do a new play. I absolutely think he could check out of anything. Like I've seen him. We've already.
No, I meant in preseason.
Oh yeah, no. That stuff they were just like.
Because I'm saying like
we're doing base offense here,
right? Because I'm saying like anything. It would explain a lot if Mac normally would be like, yo, I need you to block that guy. Like you can't say that. You just got to go with it. Like what I will say, I think dropped 0.2 seconds off his 40. He looks noticeably faster. And I know he's not a runner, but he would take off sometimes. And I'm like, that's like pretty fast.
It's fast enough to make you think about it. Not fast enough to make you
I feel like
worry,
it's like an Aaron Rodgers type speed.
Yeah.
Or a Patrick Mahomes type speed where it's like
Tom got a little faster too.
He also got some plastic surgery, but have you seen the pictures? Yeah, okay. I thought you were making a face of like, no, he didn't. You can't say that about he's
just beautiful now. It's weird.
But it's so noticeable this time. I feel like he's been doing it for a while, but this time I think he went a little too much.
I think he and Giselle was mad at him or something. I saw a thing
that would make sense.
That was like Giselle was pretty mad. He's playing football again. I was like, oh no.
That's why he had to leave.
Yes.
Probably.
Like it was like he had to take time away to like, reel her back in and be like, all right, this is happening. Like, I need to do this.
She was probably like, I'm leaving you if this isn't the last year. That's probably what they settled on.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's great.
Probably.
He's probably shitting himself. That's because his press conference after that was all about like, he's like, yeah, like, real family stuff happens sometimes, like some real emotional stuff. And I was like, no one in your family's hurt. Thank God. Like, love his father, love his mom. Wish them the best.
Yep.
But I was just like, wow.
Yeah. Prayers up for Tom.
Yeah, prayers for Tom.
Tom's probably like, Giselle, this is the easiest run to the Super Bowl. Look at my competition.
His offensive line is horrible.
I know, but the other teams in the NFC.
That's fair.
But quick thing on the offensive line, what worries me, Trent Brown signed, not expecting to be the left tackle. He made that very vocal. Isaiah Wynn has been very mad that he's come up in trade stuff and is not happy with his situation. And those are your starting tackles. And the backup tackle, Justin Herron, was horrendous. So bad. And that's your backup. So, and Brown and Wynn aren't the healthiest O linemen. So Herron's going to have to play. That's what worries me. Right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of depth on the O line, I think. And especially in the tackles, guards, centers, those are easier to make up. Ferentz can go in and it's not going to be horrendous if he goes in at center.
He got cut, yeah?
Did he? He might have.
Friends? I think he did. I was actually surprised. I was like, he used to be a really solid backup for us. And
did they take Hines instead?
Yes. I don't remember. You might need to pull it up.
I'll look it up real quick. But
anyways, yeah, I mean, I just hope that they're the tackles can figure it out and stop. I feel like they're going to get a lot more serious once the season starts. Maybe complain a little less. Maybe we created cap space today to pay Trent Brown a couple extra mil because he's not
whining.
Doesn't want to play.
It is. They took Hines. They cut Ferentz.
Thought so.
Yeah, the cap space thing is very interesting to me. They want flexibility this year, and they're choosing to add a lot more cap hit onto Jonnu Smith.
Yeah,
which is interesting to me because we have a lot of cap next year, but it's the cap. I think it's the cap hit. So it's like, if let's say Jonnu does bad, right? You cut him, but you have to pay him that money. And it's like 18 million now.
I don't know if next 2 years. I think the later years of his contract are pretty decent when it comes to getting cut. Like it's not the full amount. Like you don't always pay the full amount. It's like only the guaranteed money you're actually paying. And I think the guaranteed's far less. I thought
cap hit was if you lose the guy, or whether you cut him or you trade him, you have to pay that amount.
Sometimes, yeah, it's always
money is confusing, but
it's fake. It doesn't matter.
It's fake. It doesn't matter. Look at the Rams. Look at the Chiefs. But, and then one other thing about the roster that I wanted to mention that shocked me. I told you I wanted this guy, but I really didn't. I didn't even say it to you until after he made the roster because I didn't think they were going to keep him. It's DeMarcus Mitchell, who's a defensive end edge guy. He went to Purdue. When he played at a JUCO, or it was a community college, I'm not sure which, he was a running back. And he just transferred as a defensive end. And he was very good in the preseason. He still has running back speed. It's kind of scary. I don't know if you saw the one play where the Raiders QB was rolling out and this guy is hauling for him and catching up to him. And it's this big defensive end. And that's when Zolak was like, yep, that's a former running back right there. They knew if they put him on the practice squad, someone was taking him. He played too well, and they did what they had to do to keep him on the roster, which kind of surprised me, but I'm happy they did because he has potential.
Yeah, so speaking of the practice squad, there was only one player that we cut that we were expecting to sign but didn't. It was Devin Asiasi.
Well,
he was
goodbye.
no.
Oh, John, he showed up, right?
He was at the facility and he got picked by some other team. It was the Bengals, who had seen OJ Howard the day before, and he ended up not making that team because of Asiasi coming in, which I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't know. I hated those tight end picks.
No, I actually think Asiasi could have been fine, but it was not possible.
I'm just saying I think it was one of my first podcasts. We went over the picks, and Dalton Keene and Asiasi, I went in on. I was not happy with the picks because I did a lot of research on the tight ends because I knew we needed some, and I picked out guys I thought were good. And those guys have been pretty decent. And it's just tough. Like, they didn't do a thing. They didn't do a thing. Like, Dalton Keene's whole thing was he should be able to at least block for you, and he never played.
Nope.
I can't recall him actually being on the field, even in preseason. I don't remember a single time he was on the field.
You remember Asiasi playing? He played.
I do remember him playing. He
was
looked,
the one I was like, I kind of wish he stayed with us. Obviously, Dalton Keene, smell ya, go away.
Look, tight ends were fine now. I mean, I am expecting bigger things from Jonnu. I think last year was just pretty weird. I think this offense fits him a lot more, and I think it's just a different year, different him. Like, I don't expect him to do that again, right? He probably got a little humbled, maybe, by everything that happened, and he should be better. I'm personnel wise, like, I'm cool with the offense. It's just the O-line scaring me. Corner, safeties, D-line, I'm good with. Linebackers are naturally just scaring me because, dude, Bentley, McMillan,
dude, it's
Mac Wilson. No, what do you mean it's beautiful? Mac Wilson's fine, dude. He's not.
Yeah. He's great. I actually saw him murder someone in one of those preseason games. It was bad.
The best thing about Mac Wilson is he's never going to leave because his son took his first steps on Gillette Field. So now he's never going to leave unless we cut him. So he's loyal.
Beast.
No, he impressed me. I won't lie. He impressed me. I'm still skeptical. I'm sorry. I'm still skeptical of linebackers, McMillan, Bentley, and Wilson.
Speaking of like linebackers, what about our pass rushers, John? Remember we were like, we need one of these guys to step up. Jennings is that guy.
Jennings is the guy, and that was the last guy I would have picked.
I know. Like,
I would have picked Uche.
Is redshirting, right?
Yeah, again, yeah.
Like, again, what are we doing?
Jennings played too well.
He did well.
And Uche
also looks good and is on the team.
Yeah. Uche, in college, speed was his thing. Now I feel like he's transitioned a little too much to like being power, in my opinion. Because sometimes we'll have a bull rush where we'll just literally like throw the guy. But then he doesn't have the chase down speed to get the QB, which was like his thing in college. He was just faster than guys on the edge, which I was hoping he kind of would have kept that. But Jennings out of nowhere, honestly, was like the best edge rusher, right?
Yeah. Besides Judon, he's Juden's backup. He could start on the other side.
So the intriguing thing, I guess, as far as defense is they have so many guys that do similar things that just switching them in and out is good. It's not like guys have to play 3 straight downs necessarily.
Yeah.
You can go Jennings, you get first down. Uche, you get second, whatever, right?
And honestly, it's not that. He's a Bama guy, isn't he, Jennings?
He is a Bama guy. A lot of Bama.
He saw the vision. Bill definitely saw the vision. He was like, he's going to be a guy. Just needs a year, definitely.
Oh, that's why he traded to get Mac Wilson. That's another Bama guy.
Dude.
Which that was a great trade, regardless of what happened with Mac Wilson. It was like Winovich wasn't giving you anything. Mac Wilson's more of a position of need. He's never gotten a chance. Why not?
I wonder if I actually hadn't thought about Chase in a while. I wonder if he'll be good.
Did he make the Browns?
I'd assume so. I feel like I would have heard of that.
I'm just gonna
go ahead.
Just quickly,
Yeah, I mean, I think he should have. There's no way they traded for him and then
I mean, that stuff's happened. Like, because they weren't using Mac Wilson, for instance.
true.
I'll just quickly look it up. We know they got Deshaun Watson, so yeah, he made the roster. Good for him.
Good for you, dude.
Good for him. It was a little bizarre that he was like amazing, and then Bill's like, "Yeah, I'm done with this toy."
He
And
wasn't
just-
ever amazing though. He was strictly a third down pass rusher, and like
I don't want to say mate. I'm just saying, like, you looked at him and you were like, he's got a motor. I feel like he can be useful. And then Bill was like, no, he actually can't. We're actually just not gonna play him.
was Bill wrong?
I mean, yeah, like, he seemed slower the next year, which was odd to me.
I don't think it was a bad thing, especially since we caught a linebacker who was drafted before him. Like I was like,
True.
sure.
No, that was a great trade. I didn't
Matt
have any complaints. Final interesting thing to me was Jelani Tavai was like he is not getting cut. Like the first day of training camp, Bill said, like, this guy's a 4-down guy. Like, he plays all 3 downs and special teams. He sat the first game as a healthy scratch. Like, Bill was like, this guy's on the team, deal with it. And there was nothing I really saw from him that made me excited for him other than what Bill is saying about him.
And just to reference another guy we were talking about a lot, Cameron McGrone, not on the team.
Yeah, that was another guy they hyped up. Like, he was gonna. They were like, the reason we didn't choose a linebacker is because we took one last year, McGrone.
Did he get cut or is he on the practice squad?
It's on the practice squad.
Okay, he's on the team still. That's all I care.
Looked hella slow. That's all I got. He's a good tackler. I don't want to rag on him too much because he had a nasty leg injury. Like,
yeah,
it took him 2 years to get to where he's at now. He's probably still recovering with it.
And what was the other guy's name? Tavai? I know.
Tavai.
I think he was screaming across the field whenever I watched him play. Like he was going like sideline to sideline a lot.
I know he's fast. He's a special teamer, which obviously gets, a benefit, but
It's a +1.
it was just interesting to me how, when they asked him about the linebackers, he talked about him the most. Like, he's the guy. And there was
Definitely
nothing I saw that made me be like, that's the guy. But my takeaways from the preseason and training camp is I was expecting the offense to be good and the defense to be bad, and it was reversed. That's just what happened.
Yep.
And I think they're going to start off slow and get better. And you want to just go through the games right now? We'll go through the games right now. You keep track of your record. I'll keep track of mine because I know they're going to be different.
Listen, if we lose to Pittsburgh week 2, we're screwed.
Well, all right.
There's no way we should lose them. I'm telling you right now, it should not happen.
Okay. First game's at Miami.
L.
That is a loss. We don't need to elaborate. They just stink at Miami, and it's going to be the first game. I appreciate that they have been grinding, trying to get ready for this game because they don't want to lose.
But we're going to lose this game.
But we're going to lose this game.
Unless for whatever reason, like Waddle's not playing, then I actually think we have a much better chance. But
well, yeah, because then at that point you just play zone to try to contain Hill.
And I think Bill's always been pretty good at containing Hill whenever we play the Chiefs, like really good.
I just worry it's such a thing that's in their heads, like at Miami, right? And the Miami fans know it. They're always go ballistic there. When the Patriots go to Miami, it's just difficult because Miami fans hate New England, and they know at Miami we just can't play there, and that just gets them more and more riled up, right? That's the type of game you have to play a full 60 minutes.
Plus, it's two little Bama rivalry there,
which, I'm doing a little preview with Ian because he's a Dolphins fan, so we'll do that soon. But We're definitely gonna have a Tua debate, I think. You know,
Listen, you better-
regardless of what you think, this is Tua's final shot. If he can't do it with what he has, he's not it.
What did I saw they were thinking about? Did you see Lamar liked himself in the Dolphins
Yep.
jersey?
Hilarious.
That would be nasty.
It's my MVP pick.
Really?
hmm
Maybe if he gets paid.
Well, I think that's why he's going to be MVP. He's trying to get paid. He's not signing a deal. He's like, I need to go off to
get paid.
No, he'll play.
If he doesn't get this contract, no shot.
100% he will play.
Well, trust me.
He's
on
not
that.
holding
There's no
out.
way.
I will literally lose all respect for Lamar Jackson if
I
he doesn't play.
John, he's only ever been on his rookie contract, which he was the last pick of the first round. So it's like not good money at all. I think he's made to this point like $8 million or something, which yes is a lot of money, but to him he's like, my potential is here and I get paid like a scrub, so I'm not playing unless I get paid like I'm up here.
Oh, do it for the love of the game. Come on.
Okay,
Do it for the love of the game. Look, if he just goes out, wins MVP, he can literally write whatever number he wants to any team and they'll pay it.
that's fair.
Think of
But
it
he
like
has
that.
to
Don't
play.
think because here's the thing. Like, he's basically asking for money that makes it seem like has all this playoff success and he's won Super Bowls and he's made MVP and he's won MVPs. He's won one.
I was gonna say
The money he's asking for is strictly a leverage thing. It has nothing to do with his worth. If he wins MVP, leads them to the playoffs in this very difficult division and takes them far, he can write whatever number down he wants.
Yeah, but I think he's looking at the Deshaun deal, and he's like, I don't think he's ever won MVP. I have. I don't think he's won many playoff games. I haven't either.
No, I get that, and that's good points. I am just kind of like, it's also the same thing of like, Kyler didn't deserve that deal. Like, there's a lot of guys that they got money and they just shouldn't have gotten money, right? But I don't know. I think it's the kind of thing of like, if it's like a your health thing, right, where you're like, I don't want to get hurt, and then my value decreases significantly.
Just him.
Then be more reasonable with the contract than what you're asking for.
No.
No.
All Lamar wants is the fully guaranteed $250 million contract.
If he sits out because of that, I will lose a lot of respect. What happened? Like, I like the sport I'm playing. I'm making plenty of money. I'm going to play.
He already said he has a week 1 deadline. If he doesn't get the contract by week 1, he's not playing.
I don't want another Le'Veon Bell thing. I really don't.
At quarterback too, and that team.
You're gonna make me now not pick him in fantasy. I'm already like I was gonna pick him. I don't think I can anymore because
okay, they need to pay him. He needs to pay. Like they need to pay him.
They're not paying him.
He will not play.
They're not paying him.
Then it's simple. He's just not playing.
I made a bet, $100 that the Bengals win the division. If he doesn't play because of money, he's costing me money. Then I'm relying on Mitch. All right.
No. Pickett. You're relying on Pickett.
No, Mitch is the guy.
He's playing up until the 4th game, and he's going to lose all 4 games.
No.
Including, we could segue into this next.
Steelers are starting 3-0.
They're beating us? Hello?
Yes, they are.
Rack.
Pats are 0-2 right now.
Dude.
Pats are 0-2. They lost to the Steelers.
Wait, can I ask why? How, in what world would this ever happen?
They are at Pittsburgh. Let's not act like that isn't a difficult place to play at. Is that going to be the new not new stadium? New named stadium. They're not Heinz Field anymore. I don't know what they are.
I don't know, but
that might be I think that's their home opener.
Their defense is nasty and their offense is much to be desired.
Their defense is nasty. Their offense is good besides the QB. But remember, they were a near playoff team last year with Big Ben at QB. Let's not act like Mitch is not an upgrade from Big Ben. He is. He is. Stop it. Big Ben couldn't throw farther than 10 yards.
Yeah,
Stop
but
it.
I don't think Mitch is very good.
I think Mitch is good. He's looked good in this preseason. I also have to look at the fact that, yeah, he was horrendous with Matt Nagy in Chicago, right? And also he backed up Josh Allen, and whenever he did play in Buffalo, he looked very good. I am a Mitch believer. The Steelers are starting 3-0.
Their offensive line is horrible, by the way. I think it's top 30 in the NFL. So
Oh, okay. Top of something.
that's the 30th team in the NFL. So it's
Okay, yeah, because the Pats have an
there.
elite pass rush.
I mean, the Pats do kind of, yeah.
Not really.
Okay, if you're telling me Judon's not going to wreak havoc like he should be, it needs to happen. If this is a year that he needs to play well, and I think personally, I don't think that they're going to play very well against us.
The Steelers?
Yeah, I don't think
You really think the Pats are going to go into Pittsburgh?
1-1.
All right. I'm just going to disagree. I just think the Steelers are a very, very well-rounded team, and people look at the QB of Mitch Trubisky and go, they're not good because of that. And I disagree. But that's my thing. That's my spiel.
On to Baltimore.
Loss.
Lamar Jackson's not going to be playing. Because
Okay, are we saying he's playing or not?
We can say he's playing, but if he, for whatever reason, is not playing, W.
If he is not playing, win.
I still think it's W.
If he's playing, loss.
They don't have anyone to throw to. We just cover Mark Andrews, and then he's going to run the ball.
Mark Andrews, Bateman is nice.
I wouldn't call it. We single cover him. I'll be honest.
He's nice, dude. Bateman was my favorite wideout in that draft, which I can understand is wrong now, but I think he is very good. Truthfully.
We still single cover him, double Mark Andrews, and their offense.
Is it bad? I actually don't really know their receivers.
There are no other relevant ones. None of them matter.
Hang on. Do they still have Watkins?
Who?
Sammy Watkins?
No, he's a Green Bay Packer.
Oh, DuVernay's fast as hell. Broche, Tylon Wallace. These are not
really
good.
You're really good names you're bringing up right here.
Yeah, no, not good. But I'm noticing every receiver they have is just fast as hell.
Oh, that's what Marquise Brown was, and he got.
That's what McKenzie was, and he got like 10 catches, 180 yards in the postseason versus us. So,
well, there was like a Stephon Diggs, a Gabriel Davis.
Yeah, but McKenzie was that guy. McKenzie was that guy.
Hey, that's a late round sleeper right there. You don't sleep on
it. It is a late round sleeper. They said he's going to be the
slot guy. I like that.
The Cole Beasley for them.
Yep. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm pretty high on the Ravens this year.
Well, you really need to be for that bet.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I made the bet, right?
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna go 2-1. You're 1-2.
I'm 0-3.
Oh, you're 0-3. My bad.
At Green Bay.
I can go either way with this one. It's probably an L. But we've done so good against Aaron in the past. Like I really think the Pats have done a great job of playing against Aaron Rodgers.
You know, in my messed up mind right now, the Packers are 3-0. The Pats are 0-3. Everyone's just the Packers are going to destroy them, and somehow they win. And Pats fans have hope and think they can.
Big upset.
Like the Pats fans have hope after this big upset, and like we could do it. We just went in, beat Aaron Rodgers,
And then the schedule after
that. And then they're just going to still be like mid.
Okay, but if the schedule after that is, if we can get out, listen, I know I said 1-3.
2-2. No, 2-2 would be fantastic for the first 4 games, because then you need to 100%. You need to win, probably like get to like 7-3 before the final 7 games.
I'm going to speed through these next couple because I don't think you're going to argue with me.
Okay. Lions,
W. Browns, W. Bears, W. Jets. There's no way we lose to the Jets.
So let's pause because this is a game to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm at 5-3.
Oh,
You're at 6-2.
uh, yes, we've lost to the Dolphins. I'll go 5-3 actually as well. I'll say we lose to the Packers just for a little bit more.
Okay, so basically, I have them losing to the Steelers. You have them losing to the Packers,
Yeah.
but everything else is the same.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go to this game. This should be a good game.
Which one?
Home versus the Colts, week 9.
Oh yeah.
Before the bye. So Pats are going to go all out because they have a
Bad.
bye week.
Talk about some bad blood from last year.
Here is what is going to happen. It is either going to be a very similar game to last year where they lose, like very similar, like eerily similar. It's going to feel like deja vu, or they are going to absolutely destroy them. I'm talking like 38-7 or 41-10. Like it's going to be destruction, or they lose the same way.
I hope Matt Ryan has heavy PTSD about seeing our jerseys. That's all.
Has he played us since the Super Bowl? I don't know if he
so.
has.
Yeah, no, I think he has on the Falcons.
Oh, yeah, last year.
but
No, but was he hurt?
no, before that. That
Okay.
Super Bowl was so long ago.
It was. I just remember like it was yesterday, you know.
But here's the thing. I actually think the Colts are a really good team.
I think they're very good.
I
They're
think
winning the
this-
division for sure.
Let's just take the L on that one. You know what? They have Jonathan Taylor.
Respect the elders.
I respect. He's the first pick in fantasy. That's an L.
Yeah, he's the first pick in fantasy. You know, part of me thought, just a quick sideway of fantasy, because
Mhm.
I decided to take the number 2 pick and put all my money on Christian McCaffrey.
Psychopath.
So basically, I'm within 2 weeks, I'll know if I have a chance at the title or if I'm done. Because he'll either tear his ACL and be done, or he'll just be Christian McCaffrey and look good. Or it'll just happen later in the season, right? Part of me is like, you know, what if he takes McCaffrey number 1 and just goes balls to the walls and I get Taylor
Would be sick. I'll have to tell you I'll have to read you my team. At
in
the end.
another league?
I'm in a 14-man league. It's a little bit deeper.
Okay.
But it's still my
Nice.
team's nice. I think I've showed it to you actually. I think
Yeah, I think you did send it to me.
because you like the Elijah. You saw Elijah Moore.
Yeah. Elijah Moore. Big season coming. But I'm in a 14-team league and it's Dynasty. I won last year easily. It was like the greatest team I've ever created. But it was a 12-team league. And you got to keep 3 guys. So I got to keep 3 guys in this 12-man league. And they added 2. So now it's a 14-team league. Do you know the 3 guys I got to keep?
Cooper
I think
Kupp.
I've told you. Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler.
Oh, wow.
I have to
What?
really mess up to not repeat.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
like literally 3 first-round picks.
That's like in some leagues, that's 3 top 5 picks
That's disgusting.
in a
John.
14-team league. And I still have a first, so I'm picking 14. But
Not
wild.
bad.
We're gonna say loss, but I could easily see it being a destruction.
And then we play the Jets again.
And it's a bye. We have a warm-up till the next game. So 6-4. We're both at 6-4. Right?
Yes. Because we took the L there. Yes. 6-4.
This is where the season's decided. I think no matter how good or bad you think they will be, this is where the season's decided because you're looking at
We're playing
this
our
is
best.
when they're at their best.
I
They've
was
had
just
their
like, we're
bye
playing our
week.
best football.
They've warmed up. They know the offense. Guys are cooking now. Like Max probably twice as good, honestly, at this point. This is where I think because these games are so tough, any game can be a win, any game can be a loss. Right?
I think we beat the Vikings though. I feel strong about that. They do look real. They're gonna have it's gonna be a crazy offense game. I already know.
I think so. I'll make a deal with you. I think they split between the next 2 games.
With the Bills, yeah, I'll take that.
I'm saying I think they honestly could lose to the Vikings and just beat the Bills. Like, think of how embarrassing last year was. Those last 2 games.
Hey, I was at the first time we lost.
You were at the first one.
I got COVID at that game too.
Oh,
It was just a whole bunch of bad.
But like, I could honestly, I don't know why it's just a mental thing. I'm like, that has to really mess up your mind. Like that has to be circled. Like they have to be working towards that. I could see it.
It's December 1st. You really just hope it's really windy and cold, and we get to run the ball 40 times.
They play Thanksgiving, huh? Didn't know
Who?
that. Yeah, these are
The
4 primetime games in a row. I forgot about that.
I mean, the end of our schedule is some absolute bangers.
So we'll say 6, 7, and 5 after the Bills.
Sure.
So this point, you still have a shot at playoffs. You're
Cardinals?
probably on the outside looking in.
You probably split with Cardinals, Raiders.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
So 8 and 6.
8 and 6.
Bengals, Dolphins, Bills are the last 3 games. I don't think you can really grade that last game because if the Bills are the number 1 seed and it's locked up, they won't play anyone and it'll be a win.
I don't know. They hate us though.
They're not scared of us though. That's the thing. They're not scared of us, so they don't really care if we win.
What if they somehow beat them?
Huh?
Like what if week 13 they somehow beat them?
I mean,
and they have a chance to eliminate us.
Then they're gonna beat us. They're gonna beat us.
Like I'm saying, I wouldn't like just because they have the 1 seed locked up, I wouldn't be like convinced that they would throw the final game.
If it's locked up, they're throwing the final game.
But if it's playoff implications for us, like let's say
they're not worried about that.
Let me ask you this. In theory, let's say final wild card spot between the Dolphins and the Patriots. And if the Bills beat the Patriots are out. You don't think they'd care?
No, not at all. Dude, they're worried about the playoffs. They're worried about themselves. They have to take care of their own team. They're about to. All right, let's say they play everybody. If anyone on their starting lineup gets hurt, that is on them. It's completely their fault for playing anyone in a game that doesn't matter to them. And that would be just like that's a coach's worst nightmare. Like imagine Josh Allen goes out there, and he's cooking us for like a quarter, and then he tears his ACL or it breaks a bone or something. Done for playoffs. Your entire dream is now gone because you wanted to, settle a grudge between the Patriots and the Bills. Like they don't care.
Look, I'm just saying I saw a Milwaukee Bucks team willingly throw their final game, even though a lot of playoff implications were on the line. Do you know what happened? They had to come play the Celtics at home because of that and got destroyed. I know it's NBA. I know it's different. I'm just saying, like, just throwing games is never a good message to your team.
I mean,
never a good message.
We watched the Colts in the last week of the season last year lose to the Jags to not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like in that situation, I understand. It's like, yeah, the Jags are like, yeah, you guys aren't getting in playoffs. Neither are we. We're the worst team in the league.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just also AFC is ridiculously competitive.
Yeah.
Bills, although I think Bills are the best team, there's a world where the Chiefs are honestly better without Tyreek Hill. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. It's just I think the wideouts they have, I think the Chiefs are going to be better without Tyreek Hill because the offensive line is stacked. And I think Juju is just so underrated. Like people are acting like he's not really good. And like imagine him with Pat Mahomes.
Dude, I have him in my flex in this 14-person league. I pray that he's amazing.
Yeah.
My receivers are Cortland Sutton, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Juju. And Elijah Moore. But I've got Zeke playing my flex.
Solid. So we're at 8 and 6, and they have Bengals at home, Dolphins at home, and then at Buffalo. So I think I'm gonna say Buffalo's a loss. The final game of the year is a loss.
Okay, I'd be okay with that. But what do you think about
we're at 8 and 7. I think they win one of them. I don't care who.
Or 9 and 8.
I don't care who. I
don't either. I mean, it's at home. That Dolphins game's at home.
This is definitely a hot take for me. But the whole Bengals thing, everyone's talking about, everyone's like, they're going to be back, all that. Here's my thought. I think it's tough to deny that they overachieved last year. Is that fair to say? They overachieved, right?
I mean, they made the bowl.
They
so yeah.
shouldn't have even beat the Titans in that playoff game, but the Titans absolutely choked, right? Like,
Was it the Chiefs that beat, or they beat the Chiefs after
both
that?
of them choked. The Chiefs choked too, right?
That was it.
Both
That's gotta hurt.
Miserable chokes, right? They honestly should have won the Super Bowl,
But they
realistically, but they choked, right? My point is they overachieved and people are just acting like they're going for the title this year. They can win the title this year. They're going to be back there. And they had a great offseason. I'm not denying that. The way I see it, though, is the offseason moves and the overachievement cancel out at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because what? They were 11-6 last year.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't see them doing better than 11-6 with a tougher division and just a different year. I know they made great moves. I'm not denying they made great moves. I'm just saying, like, you had these defensive players you never heard of playing out of their minds. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting that again.
They have Eli Apple playing and stuff.
Is Jesse Bates cool? Like, I know he was holding out. Is he back now?
He's a guy. He's
Okay,
back.
He's back now. Okay, because I know he was holding out.
He got paid and he's back.
Okay.
But I think I actually do like the Bengals, probably a little bit more than what you're saying. But I think it all depends on Joe Burrow and if he's healthy. If he gets hit too much this year, but they upgraded the O-line, so like he should be better, or like he shouldn't get his hit much.
Yeah, 2 years too late.
But, correct, but he's injury prone at this point. Like he's questionable I've been doing a lot of mock drafts lately. He's been questionable for like 2 months.
I'm not saying Jamar Chase was the wrong pick. Clearly he's generational and amazing, but I'm saying this is the price you pay when you leave the best tackle out there to get a position you already have.
How is he, by the way? He's in Detroit, obviously. So like
he's been very good. I mean, like when he got plugged in, the O-line was not the Detroit's problem. It was just a lack of talent. But like Jared Goff had plenty of time to do whatever he did.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Lions had a bunch of upsets, right?
Yeah.
Usually when a team upsets you, it's like the battle of the trenches they won. That's usually how it works. And I think their O-line was great, and they'd have some D linemen just overperformed because of pure, I want to beat this team that's a lot better than me.
And I think that we're going to see the Lions maybe step it up a little bit this year. I think they're going to be an entertaining team to watch. I don't think they're necessarily going to win as much as they want, but I think they're going to be entertaining. They got D Swift. I mean, Goff's not the sexiest QB, but he's got St. Brown out there. Like, there's a couple guys they got coming too, like TJ Hawkinson.
I like what Dan Campbell's building there.
I absolutely
love that, man.
Dan Campbell.
Love that, man.
And he is energy. He is lightning in a bottle. Not a coach's coach. Like, he's not like that guy. He's a player's coach. Like, he played in the NFL. He gets everything about buying in. If you've watched any of Hard Knocks, he is just the best motivational speaker, like trying to get his boys ready. Like, oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, he's great. I'm very happy. He's a coach. I'm happy Detroit didn't give up on him. So I was worried they would.
I think he just gets too good of reviews right now.
Yeah. He's also the Detroit fans probably love him. There'd probably be an outrage but I mean, look, they got Aiden Hutchinson, who by many people was the best player in the draft. I definitely wouldn't have taken Walker. You know who I would have taken. We not talked about this?
I don't remember.
I thought Kyle Hamilton was the best player in the draft.
He got cooked by it. You saw that video. You had to.
What?
There was a video in Ravens training camp. They had a free agent, literally or he just never got drafted, one of those guys.
Undrafted free agent.
Comes into practice and absolutely cooks Hamilton, bad. Has him turned around. He's way behind the receiver. I was like,
dude, happens.
Oh no.
It happens, dude. He forced a fumble the first game.
No, I mean, he's not a bad player, obviously, but
No,
it
you're
was
just
bad.
I'm a big Kyle Hamilton guy. To me, he was the best player in the draft. And I understand taking a safety one is absurd.
It's kind of like
that's
taking a lineman in the first.
an interior lineman. Although, let me say something. The Chargers take Zion Johnson, who's a guard, and everyone glorifies them. But the Patriots take a guard 12 picks later and get crucified. I understand he was out of Chattanooga.
It's just because no one knows who it is.
To me, like Bailey Zapp in the 4th round was infinitely worse.
He is horrible.
He is not good.
Dude, watching him play at those training camps was horrible. I mean, like, he's got a cannon. I'm not going to lie. He can zip the ball. It is not accurate at
He doesn't
all.
know where it's going.
He just fires it out there and it's going.
Dude,
like
that's why,
left,
like, in
right.
preseason, he'd have some back shoulder passes that you're like, oh, hey now.
Like,
and then he'd have some back shoulder passes that are like, you literally took someone out on the sidelines.
I'm just praying that we can keep Mac healthy. He's obviously not injury prone right now. So I hope that we keep him that way and we don't ever have to see a world where Bailey Zappi is playing because it will be hard to watch if he's playing in the game.
I don't want to imagine that. But so I think we both had 9 and 8.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'm just gonna take away 2 wins. I don't see 9 and 8.
I
know we did it, dude, but I'm just like, I don't see it. I know we gave some splits here and there.
I was giving you freebies. Come on.
Dude, I don't know why. I can't.
That's it. We're going 12-4. You're right. All right, 12-5. I apologize. Extra game.
No, they just skipped one game.
Oh, we're just skipping that second Bills game.
We're not gonna show up. But no, I put 9 and 8. I don't know how I got there, but take away 2. It's 7 and 10.
You were thinking a little bit. No, you were thinking a little bit more. And you were like,
I was thinking
a
lot more optimistic than I usually do. But just hearing 9 and 8, I'd be like, I'd probably be celebrating so much if this team went 9 and 8.
We're
and
not
I just don't
making
see it.
the playoffs with that record, though. Maybe
I don't care,
because of
dude.
how
I
competitive the AFC is, but
I could see there's going to be some miserable games, man. That's just what I envision. I've said this to people. Let me remind you, when Bill went on this spending spree, the whole plan was get Mac a good team now. Then in 2 years, we reset and have a bunch of cap for Mac's 3rd year, which is usually when first round QBs, if they're the right guy, start hitting towards their prime. And that's the best time to win a Super Bowl because the QB is not getting paid a lot. And you can have a stack team.
I was going to say, how much are we going to pay Mac when it's his time?
Oh, God, who knows what the cap's going to be by that point?
I know, which is like,
dude, I feel like he's
going to be like, I want the contract.
I don't see him like that guy. He could be, and I wouldn't blame him.
We've never gotten that.
I just don't see him as that guy.
I mean, what if he takes the Tom approach? He's like, yeah, man, put me on for $25 million a year. That's plenty of money for me and more.
Please sign at the dotted line.
Yeah, like I would be like, say less.
I'd give him that now if he asked for it.
Just extend him a couple of years.
Yeah, like I don't have an issue with that.
No,
but
I mean, there's no way he's gonna want like.
No, he's gonna be smart and he's gonna wait. But my point is, this year to me, don't care. I just want to be like Mac improved. That's all I care about. And then, hopefully some guys here and there, like maybe a Sean Wade and a Jack Jones. And I'm like, you're a real guy. You are a player. You are going to be very helpful to us when I didn't expect you to be. Things like that. So that's my hope. And just football's back. It's exciting.
So good. I just hope Josh Allen, like.
Oh my God.
No.
Cut.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. I have editing powers. I'll cut that out.
Anyways, yeah, I hope Josh Allen has, minor success this season.
Minor. I hope he shows that he's the top 15 QB.
I hope he makes playoffs and then gets first rounded, and then everybody's like, "What? Why is Josh Allen not that guy anymore? What happened to Josh Allen?"
we know it's not gonna happen. He's hit that playoff game. He officially hit that level.
Which hurts me. But I do have Dawson Knox in my fantasy league.
You know what
so
I
if
want,
he
dude?
wants to throw the tight end, that'd be cool.
It'd be kind of hilarious if it was like Chiefs Bills again and the Bills lost the same exact way.
They get the ball, get back, they don't score.
But I'm so excited for this football season, regardless of how the Patriots do, because I don't know who's gonna win.
Facts.
I could name 7 teams, 8, maybe
And
even
they're all in the
10 that I
AFC.
could see.
And they're
winning.
all in the AFC. That's crazy.
There's 2 NFC teams, I think.
AFC.
There's like 7 AFC teams, and there's like 3 NFC teams I could see.
Yeah.
I could see.
And it's short.
And like the percentages are low of how much I could see it. Like I don't see the Rams repeating,
Tampa.
but I'm gonna put them there.
Tampa.
Their O-line's scary, but it's Brady. I can see it.
After that, though, it's the Eagles.
In a very low percentage, I have the Packers. Just because their team, besides the wideouts, is actually really good. I loved their draft picks on the defensive side.
Yeah, but you've seen Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. He's just like,
I know. Dude, nothing made me happier than winning money from that 49ers game because I told everyone Rodgers is going to choke.
I think the Eagles have a better chance to get to the Super Bowl than the Packers do. That's not a hot take. I don't even think.
That is a hot take to me.
You think so?
I am not a Jalen Hurts guy at all.
I don't give that's nasty. They got some dogs.
They do have some dogs, and one of those dogs betrayed my team.
Yep.
And he's not a fan anymore.
Yeah, no, he might be a fan, but he's an Eagles fan right now. Shout out AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown, if you're listening, like, no hard feelings. I'd like to bring him on and give him a piece of my mind,
Bill wants you. You may not realize it.
Bill still does want you. That's actually
respects
probably not true. He took N'Keal Harry. And we're gonna end it on that. Now I'm sad. Now I'm sad. Thanks. Now I'm sad.
All right,
Well, JT, appreciate you for joining. Hopefully it's a good season. Hopefully it's a fun one. Hopefully Mac proves people wrong. Hopefully Mac's, top 50 player when they do the top 100. That's my prediction.
Awesome.
All that. And then, I'm not thinking Super Bowl, so I can't really get disappointed, right? Just hoping for some fun.
Wait, are we not winning the Super Bowl this year? I think that was like an every year thing.
I think no. I know for 20 years it was that. I don't think it's that anymore.
Oh, I think we're just a wagon at this point, honestly.
You're still Super Bowl or bust.
Tell me otherwise.
All right. Enough. Well, JT, appreciate you for joining. Tune in next time. Got a lot more content coming out. Should be fun. So see you next time.